Episode 45. Tan Hua buried her head again in Nan Shen's chest so that no one would see her face. She still felt this was embarrassing after all. After Nan Shen found a seat where Tan Hua could sit down, Nan Shen put down Tan Hua on that nearby seat, slowly and carefully. "Little Hu, wait here. I will buy medicine for you." "Don't go anywhere, okay?" Nan Shen stroked Tan Hua's head before he went away to buy plaster for Tan Hua's injured feet. 5 minutes later. "Now give me your left foot first." Nan Shen had bought the plaster, cotton, and medicine for Tan Hua. Now he just needed to treat the wound. "What?" No, I can do it myself." Tan Hua was flustered when Nan Shen kneeled with one knee on the floor in front of her, ready to treat her wound. She could do this herself, okay? There's no need for Nan Shen to do it for her. It would be another embarrassing view for others. "Little Hu, why are you so stubborn?" "Be obedient." Nan Shen clicked his tongue and held Tan Hua's ankle while removing the high heels she wore, revealing her bare foot. When Nan Shen's hand touched Tan Hua's ankle, Tan Hua flinched a bit, sensing the warmth coming from Nan Shen's hand touching her skin. Ba-thump. Ba-thump. Once again, Tan Hua's face flushed red, and her heart beat faster. She felt embarrassed having her own boss holding her foot like this. Nan Shen held Tan Hua's foot, and when he did, he realized that Tan Hua's foot was so slender and small, unlike a man foot. So soft and small. The nails are pink and cute. Every toe is small and slender like a baby toe. Just how could this be a man foot? Nan Shen's suspicion about Tan Hua's true gender increased when he treated Tan Hua's injured foot. He really had to investigate this matter. 10 minutes later. "Done, tried to walk now if it still hurts. Tell me right away." Nan Shen wiped the sweat on his forehead after he finished treating Tan Hua's wounded feet. Yeah, thank you." Tan Hua's face still blushed red in embarrassment from Nan Shen's kind treatment. After all, when Nan Shen treated her wound, she could felt his touch on her bare feet. This made her felt super conscious. She couldn't take it anymore. Tan Hua was in daze, so she immediately wore the high heels again to try walking like Nan Shen told her. But she forgot the heels were broken. Nan Shen told her to try walking in barefoot to see whether Tan Hua still felt the pain or not. But unfortunately, Tan Hua didn't know that. Tan Hua once again was about to fall when she tried her heels, if not for Nan Shen, instantly grabbed her arm to prevent her from falling. "You. How clumsy." Nan Shen gritted his teeth in anger, seeing Tan Hua's clumsy behavior. Now, once again, without asking for permission, Nan Shen carried Tan Hua in his arm back to his car he just called. Of course, Tan Hua was feeling guilty that she was this idiot, so she only allowed Nan Shen do whatever he wanted with her. But the two of them didn't know that Nan Shen's servant from earlier saw this scene once again, and this time, he recorded it with his handphone. Ho, this will be a good news for Madam and Master. That time after treating Tan Hua's injury, Nan Shen drove Tan Hua back to the office and letting her went home before her work time over, as he himself had other thing to do, which is to investigate Tan Hua's gender. Send someone to investigate about Tan Hua's gender as soon as possible. Nan Shen sat down on his usual seat in his office as he asked Wu Yin, who was sorting out document. Nan Shen order immediately made Wu Yin almost drop the document he was about to give to Nan Shen. What? What kind of order is this? Investigating that little boy gender? Isn't he a boy? What should he investigate more then? Do you hear me? Nan Shen, who saw Wu Yin turned into a statue after he gave his order, frowned in displeasure. What's wrong with his secretary? Why the heck he turned into a statue? His order wasn't an impossible order, right? No. It's nothing but boss, if I may ask. Why do you want to investigate that boy gender? I mean, isn't it already obvious? Wu Yin stuttered after he snapped out from his shock. He awkwardly fixed his eyeglasses as he asked Nan Shen carefully. Tan Hu, that little boy, is a boy. Even when he saw his CV, the gender was a boy for God's sake. So why would they need to investigate more? I have a doubt, just find me the information and don't read the result at all. You only need to find the information and give it to me. Nan Shen paused a second before he went back to check his document. He just had a strong feeling that Tan Hu was a girl. But if Tan Hu really was a girl, why would she fake her CV and live as a boy? That would be something he could never understand. Wu Yin, looking at Nan Shen, who was busy with his work, could only sigh and do as Nan Shen wished. 2 days later. Boss, this is the information you wanted. Wu Yin coughed a little before he gave a big envelope containing the information Nan Shen wanted. Leave it here. You may go, Nan Shen? Casually asked. You mean to leave the information on his table as he was still busy with his work. In order to tail Mishu and Renyuan few days ago, he had to finish a mountain of work now. He really wanted to read the information immediately, but he had to wait until he finished his work. So sad. 7 p.m. Nanshen had just finished his work for that day and was already at his home, ready to read the information he just got. Now, Nanshen looked at the big envelope on his hand as he lay down on his bed. This data he get was from the best hacker in the nation, so he could believe in the accuracy of this information on his hand. Now, he would know whether Tanhu is a boy or a girl. Tanhua at this time didn't know that someone had investigated everything about her. She was confident that no one could find out about her since Shenling already altered the information for her. But one thing both Shenling and Tanhua didn't know was that Shenling power, since he descended as a human, became weaker each day. The data he altered before had slowly lost its magics. So maybe some information went back to its original one before it was altered. Srak. Nanshen began to read the information he got one by one with serious face, up until he arrived at the information regarding Tanhua true gender. What? Tanhu is a girl? What? Tanhu is a girl? Nanshen's jaw dropped to the floor when he saw the information written on the paper he was holding. In there it was written that Tanhu's real name wasn't Tanhu, but Tanhua. Also, the one who had Tanhu as a name was Tanhua, identical twin brother. This twin brother had died from car accident when they had just graduated from high school. Wait. This information is too much. So the one who died wasn't the twin sister but the twin brother? Tanhu was the name of the twin brother, and the Tanhu he knew now wasn't Tanhu but Tanhuhu. Nanshen had felt dizzy for a second when he discovered this amazing secret Tanhua hid from him. How could he didn't know about this before? When he sent someone to check on Tanhua's identity, it was stated that she was a boy, and the one who died was the twin sister. Just how could the information changed now? Nanshen massaged his temple when he finished reading the whole information he got from the so-called best hacker in the nation. He really could believe in this information, since it was a professional hacker who got it, but he was confused. How come the information he got before hiring Tanhua was different with what he got now? Nanshen tried to think for a reason for this strange phenomenon, but after thinking hard for an hour, he still couldn't find an answer as to why the information regarding Tanhua was different. This is shocking, Nanshen sighed as he threw the paper to the floor, while he himself buried his face to his pillow. In the end, he believed this new information he got as this might be the latest information, and the one who got it was a professional hacker. He believed that Tanhu was Tanhua. He was a she. Tanhu, no. Tanhua. Why do you lie to me? Nanshen gripped his bedsheets as he once again sighed. He believed her like his own family, but it turned out even her real information he didn't even know. He didn't know that the Tanhu he knew well was actually a girl. That the one who died was the twin brother instead. If this basic information he knew all this time was fake, how could he believe anything else about this girl? Nanshen felt betrayed that Tanhua, the one he trusted, actually lied to him about her real gender. He knew why Tanhua did it as he read in the information that Tanhua had to live as a boy to prevent her older sister who had mental breakdown from committing suicide. He knew about it, but he still felt sick that he was being lied to. He also knew Tanhua had to lie for the sake of her beloved sister, but why it was him who was lied to? Nanshen really hated a liar. He had met so many people who was fake, and he himself was fake. It was rare to find someone honest and innocent, like Tanhua. So honestly, he really cherished his time with Tanhua. But even that innocent, silly doggo he knew actually was a fake too. He didn't need someone who was fake like him. He wanted someone who could be true to others, as that someone was someone he could never be. Nanshen admired Mishu for her sense of justice, and for her honesty. Even though Mishu wasn't 100% honest girl, as she was also cunning, he still admired that side of her. Nanshen himself was sick of fake people, but he knew everyone in business industry had to fake their own feeling and emotion for the sake of money. That's why he always liked someone who was honest and innocent, like Tanhu. Someone like Tanhu could at least made him felt like he was cleaned from his dark side. But Tanhu, no. Tanhua. She lied to him. Damn. Nanshen felt his heart was heavy from this betrayal Tanhua did to him. Nanshen wanted to vent his anger, but he couldn't do anything. He knew very well Tanhua didn't want to lie about her gender either. It was circumstances that forced her to lie. It must be hard for her too, to pretend and live like a man without being able to enjoy what normal woman should enjoy. Thinking like this, Nan Shen couldn't bear to blame Tan Hua for her lie anymore. After all, she also tried her best to survive and to protect her one and only family left in this world. Fine, I'll forgive her. But then, what should I do from now on that I know that she is a girl? Nan Shen sighed again and sat up on his bed, looking very troubled. Now he had knew Tan Hua's true gender. What should he do? He wouldn't possibly treated her like how he treated Nhu again, right? Should he expose this fact? But then Tan Hua's older sister would know. It would be bad. Should he tell Tan Hua instead that he knew about her true gender? Wait, if Tan Hua knew that he already discovered about her true gender, wouldn't she want to quit her job? He couldn't lose someone as talented as her. Nan Shen messed up his hair when he thought about this troublesome problem. Should he pretend to not know about her true gender? But until when he would kept quiet? Could Tan Hua's older sister be cured from her current condition? If she could, then he would be able to make Tan Hua live as a girl again. After all, he felt bad for Tan Hua when she had to live as a boy. This plan would be good. If this plan succeed, then Tan Hua could regain her identity as a girl, and he could also treat her like how he treated normal girl in general. Okay, it is decided. For now, he would act as if he never knew about this shocking information until the day he managed to cure Tan Hua's older sister. Nan Shen lay down again on his bed and happily went to sleep after he decided what he would do after knowing Tan Hua's true information. The next day, Nan Shen was waiting for the elevator to arrive as usual, while using his angelic smile to greet everyone whom he met on the way. Really tiring to act like a good boss. He really missed that little doggo. If he was with her, he wouldn't feel stressed. Nan Shen secretly sighed when no one saw him. He thought about how he often bullied Tan Hua, and a smile subconsciously formed on his tired face. For him, being his true self, which is a sadist, was truly a way to release the stress he accumulated from his work, and Tan Hua used to be his favorite toy for venting stress. But now he had adopted her to be his little sister. He couldn't bully her again. He wanted to bully someone? Wait. He just forgot. Now he is here. He must remember to act normal if he ever meet Tan Hua. He couldn't make Tan Hua realize that he knew her secret. But it's still a pity he couldn't bully that bee-girl anymore. Ting. The elevator had arrived in front of Nan Shen, and Nan Shen was about to enter, when suddenly someone tapped his shoulder from behind, also entering the elevator with him. Boss. Good morning. The one who could be so casual around the boss would be none other than Tan Hua. Nan Shen unexpectedly met Tan Hua, who was also inside the same elevator as him. Ba-thump. Nan Shen's body subconsciously flinched when he heard this super familiar voice sounded near his ear. Don't scare him. Nan Shen was shocked to this extent because he had just thought about this girl, but this girl suddenly popped out of nowhere, shocking him to death. Speak of the devil, the girl is here. Okay, calm down. Nan Shen coughed a little before greeted Tan Hua with a forced smile on his face, trying to stay as normal as possible. Yeah. Good morning. Nan Shen didn't know that when he forced himself to calm down. His face turned a bit pale, and Tan Hua, who was quite observant, noticed this. Isn't boss face kinda pale? Tan Hua recalled how Nan Shen had been taken care of here, when they tailed Mi Shu and Ren Yuan, so she suddenly felt the urge to care for Nan Shen too. Boss, are you alright? Your face is pale. Tan Hua tiptoed and put her hand on Nan Shen's forehead to check whether he had fever or not. His body temperature is normal, so he is healthy. Ba-thump. I am fine. Nan Shen immediately backed out to avoid Tan Hua touching his forehead again. His heart suddenly leapt to his throat when he felt Tan Hua's hand on his forehead. Usually he would feel normal, but after knowing that this cute boy in front of him is a girl, he couldn't be calm anymore. Now he knew this boy This Tan Hu is a girl, even though he had decided to act as if he never knew anything. He felt awkward. Okay. Maybe Nan Shen had something troubled his mind? If so, she better shut up and wait. Ting. The elevator door opened once again, but it wasn't at third floor. Nan Shen and Tan Hua, who saw this, didn't move from their place. They were standing quietly when suddenly around 5-7 people entered the elevator in a rush, surprising Nan Shen and Tan Hua, making them subconsciously move to the back of the elevator. Srak. Tan Hua squinted her eyes when she suddenly found her body trapped within a wall of human bodies. What the heck? The elevator was big, actually, but because these people who came in brought things with them, the elevator suddenly felt small for Nan Shen and Tan Hua, who was trapped at the back. Tan Hua, with her petite body, found it difficult to move when the one in front of her was someone tall and bigger than her. Moreover, this man kept moving back. "Damn you, fatty, move away." Tan Hua was stressed when she couldn't move away from her place since she was the— But this still wasn't the worst. When the elevator suddenly moved, the big man was carrying 2 boxes of document, and he suddenly lost his balance. The man moved back again to stabilize his own body, but this made Tan Hua was hit by his big body bug. Damn. Tan Hua was instantly hit by the man in front of her, and was about to get pressed to the elevator wall, when suddenly someone pulled her over. Grab. Tan Hua haven't even realized what's going on when suddenly she saw Nan Shen face right in front of her face, looking at her with obvious worry. Whoa. What? What happened? Tan Hua's face slowly blushed red when she saw Nan Shen face in front of her. She didn't know what happened until she suddenly in this position, but one thing she knew, Nan Shen must have saved her again. Indeed, at that time before Tan Hua's body hit the elevator wall, Nan Shen, who saw it, immediately pulled Tan Hua and placed her behind him. He even went as far as using his back to protect her. Hey, are you alright? Nan Shen put both of his hands on the elevator wall beside Tan Hua's head as he looked down at her. He saw this helpless girl was about to become meat patty. He really couldn't let this girl roam alone, could he? Yeah, I'm fine, boss. Tan Hua whispered faintly while nodding her head after she saw Nan Shen's handsome face in front of her face. B-boss, aren't your face too close to her face? She knew that Nan Shen was the one who helped her, but this distance, wasn't it too close? Nan Shen himself only now realized that his current position was quite ambiguous. He put his hand on the elevator wall behind Tan Hua, so if it was seen by other people, wouldn't it look like he cornered Tan Hua to the wall? He better move away. Nan Shen had retracted his hand on the elevator wall and was about to move away from his position, when suddenly another people hit his back, making his body stumble upon Tan Hua's body. Bam! Nan Shen subconsciously placed his hand again on the elevator wall to prevent his body from pressing onto Tan Hua's body. But then he didn't realize his face was several inches closer to Tan Hua's face than before. Sorry, Tan Hu. Are you all? Nan Shen lowered his head and was about to ask Tan Hua about her condition, when suddenly she saw Tan Hua's red face right in front of his face. Bah thump. So cute. Wait, it's not that. Nan Shen's heart skipped a beat when he realized how close his face was with Tan Hua's face. If this was before he knew her true gender, then maybe he would kept calm, but now he had knew that Tan Hua was a girl. How could he kept his calm? Boss. Tan Hua averted her eyes, trying to hide her embarrassment. But this only made a certain boss had his heart being attacked again. Mama Mia? Nan Shen had heart attack right on spot when he saw Tan Hua cutely, averted her eyes with her face blushing red. In Nan Shen's eyes, Tan Hua looked like a pitiful chihuahua. Damn! Can you stop being so cute? You are disguised as a man now. Be masculine. Nan Shen almost banged his head to the elevator wall when he saw Tan Hua's cute expression in front of his eyes. He was always weak with cute little being, and now there was one in front of him. Moreover, it was so close to him. Nan Shen's body was actually quite close to Tan Hua's body right now, so what Nan Shen said was true. He was so close to Tan Hua now. This made both Nan Shen and Tan Hua suddenly felt self-conscious. Tan Hua couldn't do anything aside from avoiding Nan Shen's eyes, while Nan Shen could do something. Sorry. Nan Shen, who had snapped from his thought, immediately turned his head sideways and tried to distance his body from Tan Hua's body, even though he couldn't do much. Their distance was still close. Of course, the distance between these two was close because the elevator was packed with people. Nan Shen get into this ambiguous position because he used his body to prevent someone pushing Tan Hua again, making her into a meat patty. Tan Hua and Nan Shen distance at this moment was close. Close enough to make anyone who saw them would have a weird thought. Thankfully, even when the elevator was packed with people, none of them saw this scene. These people were busy with their handphone, so maybe they haven't realized they were inside the same elevator as their boss. This was good so there wouldn't be another gossip spreading around the company. Ting. Maybe God was on Nan Shen's side today, as suddenly the elevator arrived at another floor and the crowd of people immediately get off from the elevator, making the elevator became empty as before. Only Tan Hua and Nan Shen left inside the elevator now. Finally. Nan Shen immediately moved away as far as he could from Tan Hua, afraid that there would be another embarrassing incident happened in this elevator. Gah! Damn it. That was close. Nan Shen almost hit his head to the elevator wall for real now that he had moved away from Tanhua. Nan Shen thought he would be able to act normal around Tanhua, even after he knew that she was a girl, but the reality proved him wrong. He absolutely couldn't keep his calm. Wasn't this bad? Nan Shen and Tanhua kept quiet for a few seconds before the elevator arrived at the 3rd floor. The two of them immediately went out and entered Nan Shen's office, acting as if nothing happened between them. At the same time, at another place. Master, Madam, this servant have news about young master, the butler who once saw Nan Shen and Tanhua having dates few days ago, could be seen inside a big mansion at another city. Oh, about Nan Shen? What is it? A beautiful, middle-aged woman raised her head slowly and looked at the butler with a hint of excitement in her eyes. The woman's brown wavy hair swayed a little when the woman tucked some of her hair to her ear elegantly. It's been a while since we hear news about our son. A handsome, middle-aged man beside the woman suddenly hugged the woman's waist and chuckled when he heard that the butler had news about his son. It's been a while since their only son left to live on his own, so every time he heard there was news about his son, he couldn't help but felt happy. These two middle-aged woman and man were none other than Nan Shen's parents. Yeah, so what's the news? Nan Xinyi, Nan Shen's mother, tapped her knee as she looked at the butler with expectant eyes. Hope this news would be a good one. It's good news. Young master have girlfriend now. The butler grinned from ear to ear as he showed the picture and the video he took with his phone to Nan Shen's parents. What? Are you serious? Nanjun, Nan Shen's father, suddenly stood up from the sofa and snatched the phone from the butler's hand, looking very shocked. Nan Shen's father wasn't the only one who was shocked. Nan Shen's mother was also shocked. She nearly dropped the magazine she had on her hand just now when she heard about this unbelievable news. What? Her son, who was single until he was 28 years old, never dated a girl, that unfilial son, finally got himself a girlfriend? Is the world about to end? At this, Nan Shen's father scrolled up the picture that the butler took, and his eyes were opened wide like a clownfish. This girl with black hair is his son's girlfriend? She is beautiful. Wait, in this picture, this girl is holding hand with his son. Honey, look at this. Our son finally have a beautiful girlfriend. Nan Shen's father was ecstatic beyond imagination. He always wanted for his son to get a girlfriend and get married so he could have grandchildren. It was a pity that, like that brat Ren Yuan, his son never took a girlfriend, even after he was this old already. He once thought both his son and that brat from Ren family were gay. He even suspected those two secretly dated, but now looking at this picture, his son holding hand with a beautiful girl, Nan Shen's mother immediately stood up and looked at the picture her husband showed her. When she looked at Nan Shen's face, which was blushing red while holding hand with a beautiful girl beside him, she burst into tears. Honey? Nan Shen's father was flustered, seeing his wife suddenly cry when she saw the photo. What's wrong with her?